Errol Spence compares Pacquiao fight to Holmes' beatdown of Ali. I agree. Let's talk.
Push the weight and I'm flexing. Flex alive is 1 in the 6. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, this is still floating around. I don't know why. To me, it was a death sentence when it was signed, and it was like for real. But since then, Manny Pacquiao sort of retired, and he's had an exhibition against some guy that I don't know who watched it. Nobody was talking about it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't care. I didn't even realize he was fighting. He was fighting on the same night. There was some real boxing going on. But, I don't even pay it no mind. But Spence says he's not interested in fighting Manny Pacquiao because the beatdown would be similar to when Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali, I think in 1980. Now, if you've been living under a rock, 1980, Muhammad Ali had a fight against Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was his sparring partner. He's very familiar with Muhammad Ali. Larry Holmes was the guy. Late 70s, going into the 80s. And you got to understand, by the time Muhammad Ali was fighting in 1980, this was going on like, 3 decades, man. 2 decades or so. Cassius Clay, then he lost his license. Y'all know his story. He came back. When he came back to fight George Foreman, he was considered over the hill then, if y'all don't know that. And, he comes back and he fought all the way to 1980 fought Spence. And then when it came time to fighting Holmes, you go back and watch that fight. It's like, woof, it was bad. It was bad. And Ali got hurt bad in that fight, man. And, I remember hearing a story. I forgot who told it. But somebody was saying, yo, look, champ, you sure you want to do this, man? And Ali said, yo, man, look at this. And he took off his shirt. He looked great, but he said, man, you still passed it, man. You still over the hill. And it showed in that fight. Larry Holmes was that guy. And, so Manny Pacquiao, he said he was coming out of retirement. He was talking about fighting Errol Spence. Now, mind you, guys, this fight was signed, and it was a real thing because Manny was just coming off of beating Keith Thurman on the cards. He signed to fight Errol Spence sometime later, and Errol Spence had the eye injury. You remember that fiasco? That's how Dennis Ugas stepped in, and he fought Manny, and he gave Manny eye problems. Remember that famous video of Janky feeding Manny? It looked like some type of food, and his eyes was closed. And Dennis Ugas put the beats on him, and then Ugas ends up fighting Errol, and Errol gave him the UKI. And listen, that fight was dangerous for Manny then. It's more dangerous now. All right, Manny, look, you had a great career. Walk away, walk away, walk away. All right, you don't need to. I don't know what's with these fighters, man. You want to do exhibitions, do that where there's limited danger. Do not come back and fight a guy like Errol Spence because you haven't been beat like this. I don't know since. This guy's gonna beat you worse than Nadal Hussein did when he got robbed. Yeah, shots fired, but whatever. Nadal beat you and got robbed. Salute to Padilla, jerk. That's just a sidebar, but anyway. Come on. So, what was the guy's name he fought? The Korean dude's name was, the guy was a martial artist named DKU or DKYO, whatever. But Errol was asked, about this fight, and he compared it to, basically said, me fighting Manny Pacquiao would be like Larry Holmes fighting Ali in 1980. It's not going to work out. It's stupid. It'll be crazy, to do that. I think Ali was like, 37, 38 years old. Yeah, he was past it, man. And Holmes was about 8 or 9 years younger. And he beat Ali for 9 or 10 rounds, and Angelo Dundee stopped the fight. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. To quote Errol word for word, he said, I would fight him. He said, I wouldn't fight him. I probably wouldn't fight him. He said, I wouldn't fight him. Like, you can see the stigma. Larry Holmes is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. One of the greatest fighters of all time. I feel like he didn't get the respect he deserves, or people just don't regard him. People really don't. They just don't talk about him. I think that's all because how he beat Muhammad Ali. He effed him up that night. I don't really think people consider him elite. Nobody really talks about Holmes. I think it's all because of that. So what he was saying is, when Larry Holmes did that to Ali, people use that as an excuse not to like Larry Holmes. I never thought that way. Larry Holmes is an all-time great. He's one of my father's favorite heavyweights of all time, his favorite fighters of all time. But I did hear people say that was a possibility. But it's boxing, man. Ain't no one made Ali get to that rank. No one made him do that. And Holmes, you talk to Holmes, he said he didn't even want to do it. But I mean, come on, man. To hold a grudge like that, those are just people looking for a reason to hate Larry, man. But Larry's an all-time great. Got in here, he did his job. As it pertains to this, you look at this picture, Errol is super bigger than this guy. It's getting harder for him to make 147, but that's not a problem because Manny Pacquiao has made 154 before. He was substantially heavy when he fought Antonio Margarito. Look it up. But not a good matchup for Manny. Errol will stop Manny in about 5 rounds. He's going to beat Manny to the body. Rough him up in the clinch. He cuts easy. He swells easy. And if Ugas put the beats to him, this would be a pummeling and a complete demolition of Manny Pacquiao. He'll get stopped. Manny, stick to politics and clown fights. All right, you're safe there. You know what I'm saying? Keep in shape, but don't get that itch to where you think you can come back and actually make some noise. Because this kid right here, Errol Spence Jr., nah, it's not a game, dude. It's not a game. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.